Welcome to The Sweet Spot, an UpDog podcast.
Ready, set, go.
Welcome to The Sweet Spot, an UpDog podcast. I'm Andrea Morissette.
And I'm Jack Faley.
And we are your hosts today.
And just like every Sweet Spot podcast, we have a special guest. And our very first podcast today, our special guest is Kat Faley.
Woo!
Kat, can you tell us a little bit about the dogs that you have?
We own 6 dogs, and they are all either Australian Shepherds, miniature Australian Shepherds, or one of them is a Border Collie Aussie cross.
I heard he's cool.
He's pretty cool.
He's all right.
Yeah.
Where are you at, Kat? Where do you live, and what's your club affiliation?
I live in Dade City, Florida, which is just north of Tampa, and my club affiliation is the Central Florida Dog and Disc Club.
Woo-woo!
And when you are not disc dogging, Kat, what are you doing?
Well, there's this little company, you may not have heard of it before. It's called UpDog, and keep the everything running smoothly for that company.
Yes,
I think I've heard of that before. It's convenient.
All right. What's our topic today, Dre?
I am going to get us started. It's a highly anticipated topic. It is very exciting. It is the long-awaited dates and location of UpDIF 2025.
Yes. All right. People have been asking for this.
Yeah, we've been resisting. All of our lips have stayed buttoned up, which is good. None of us blew it, and we're fine. We're confirmed and excited to tell you guys. So,
all right. So, Kat, can you tell us about the location for UpDIF 2025?
Location is going to be in Decatur, Alabama, at the Spirit of America Field, which is a huge sports complex. The area that we're in is a big soccer complex, but they also have baseball fields. They have a water park, although it won't be open yet when we're there. And I think they're building pickleball courts there too.
Pickleball. Yeah. All right. Where is Decatur, Alabama?
Decatur, Alabama is just a little west-southwest of Huntsville, Alabama. So northern Alabama.
Okay. Huntsville, isn't that where the astronauts train?
Yes, there is a space training facility there.
I wonder if that will factor into the theme of UpDIF this year.
You never know.
All right. Cool.
that's exciting. That's a little hint right there. Do we have a schedule yet for 2025?
Do we
know?
Do. And
do we know when it's going to be held?
We do. UpDIF, the official UpDIF competition will be held starting on Wednesday.
Drum roll.
I believe that's April 2nd and goes through Sunday, April 6th.
Are you sure
All
about
right,
that?
so April 2nd through
like
6th, the first week.
I'm making sure April 2nd is the Wednesday. April 2nd is the Wednesday. So I just wanted to make sure I had that part right.
All right, so 2025 is April 2nd through 6th.
Yes.
All right, and we have a schedule for that?
We do have a schedule for that.
Ooh.
So on April 1st, April Fools, we are going to hold some activities. You know how we always kind of do, either seminars or some runs or something like that. We're going to do something like that. And probably pairs games. I don't know. Not really sure on that exact schedule. And then starting on Wednesday, we're going to play 2 games per day, with the exception of the days that have freestyle, which there'll be games that day. So on Wednesday, we'll have Far Out and Boom. On Thursday, we'll have Spaced Out, Time Warp, and a portion of the freestyle performance rounds. On Friday, we're going to have Greedy, Funky, and the rest of the freestyle performance rounds. Saturday, we'll have Throw and Go, 7 Up, And then we're going to make a cut from the performance rounds to a top percentage of freestyle teams for the criterion round, which we can talk about that a little bit more later. If we
That's
want.
another podcast topic right there.
Yeah.
That is a podcast
Would
topic.
be.
Yeah, that's its own topic. Save that, Kat.
All right. And then Sunday, we'll finish out UpDIF with four-way play and fragility.
That's a strong finish too at the end. Four-way play and fragility on the final day.
Yep.
Very, very competitive games. That's super exciting.
So Tuesday will that'll be our
kind of our old Wednesday, our former Wednesday.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Is there any do you know anything if that new schedule starting on Wednesday, do you know if that's going to change anything with banquets, or are we not 100% sure yet how that's going to work?
We're not 100% sure. We are attempting to find a place to hold a banquet on Thursday night, so we could actually do awards from Wednesday and Thursday on Thursday night, Friday and Saturday on Saturday night, and Sunday on Sunday night. But we do not have a location for Thursday yet, so that is still tentative.
Okay. All right. So possibly having another evening event with awards, that would kind of cut down the length. The length of the evening event too, which I know we got some feedback on that.
I was just going to say we had heard both. Yeah, have them be they absolutely love the banquets, and also to have them be shorter. So giving them an extra one might be just the solution for that.
Exactly. We heard loved it, make it shorter, and give out more awards, which would make it longer. So I don't know.
Yep. So we just made an extra one. Let's make an extra one. I love that idea.
All right. Go ahead, Trey. Sorry.
I'm excited about one of my favorite ones. I love last chances. So, and I know some years we have them and some years we don't. Are we having any last chance qualifiers this year?
To be determined. We will not be able to answer that question until registration closes, because I don't want to commit to a last chance qualifier and then all the games be full, because obviously we want to let people in who qualified throughout the year first, and we don't want to wait list for a game and then hold a last chance qualifier for it. So we won't know that until February.
So what I'm hearing is don't wait around to
get your points. Yeah.
Now be ready to go.
Yeah. And for those people too, don't forget there's online competitions coming up at the end of the year too. If you're already getting through your season and you're getting into winter time, we always end up hosting a one or two different online competitions to get some points and stuff for freestyle. So of course I'm always thinking about freestyle. What do you think? What do you got? Any questions, Jack? What do you think?
Yes, I do. I want to know where I'm staying. Can you tell us about the lodging? Because I know at the last in Kentucky, we had some close lodging, but then we also had some lodging that wasn't as close. Can you tell us about lodging for this place?
So, very soon after this podcast is published, I'm going to publish the live fact sheet for 2025 with any of the information that I already have. We do have quite a list of hotels that the city of Decatur has put together, the tourism board has put together for us. Most of them will only accept 2 dogs, but there are 2 hotels that will accept 4 dogs at their hotel. They're a little bit further away. They're more like in the 20-25 minute away range, but they accept 4 dogs. So, kudos, because that can be very difficult to come by. So yeah, we'll be putting that list out very shortly.
All right. So only hotels?
No, we also have camping options.
Oh, okay. Tell us about the camping options. That sounds fun.
Yeah, camping is fun. So one of the really cool things about this location is there is a campground literally backed up to the UpDIF field. So like say this is the UpDIF field, the campground is right there. Like you can walk back and forth.
By campground, what kind of camping?
RV camping, tent camping, trailer camping. Jack and I stayed there one night before our meeting with Decatur. And it's a nice campground, nicely shaded. So like if it happens to be hot at that time of year, it was tons of shade, tons of trees, so things wouldn't get too hot or anything like that.
Yeah. Full hookups.
Full hookups, bathroom.
That's what I was going to ask. Yeah, power and sewer and all that stuff.
Yep.
Wow.
Yep.
That would make it very, very comfortable. Camping seems like a great option at this location.
Yeah, the one drawback is there's only 37, I think, sites that are available. But the good news is there's multiple other campground options in the area within 10 to 20 minutes away, and we'll have a list of those as well.
So you got to get in early to get those 37 campgrounds in, huh?
So they're going to
Is
The phone networks are going to explode as soon as we release the phone numbers for these.
we need to
We're going to upgrade their servers before we release that phone number.
actually we need to buy them all and then auction them off.
Yeah.
That's
Right.
for the banquet.
Tickets. We're going to sell tickets for the raffle to win the campground spots that are closest to the field.
Typically, they don't open reservations until January 2nd for the calendar year, but they are working with us, and starting October 1st, our people can call to reserve those sites. And so that process will be open all through the month of October. And then it closes at the end of October, and if there's still spots available, it'll open up again January 2nd for people to make reservations.
That's awesome.
The only drawback is that there are no refunds. However, you can transfer your site.
Transfer it.
Yeah.
It'll sell to someone else. Somebody else would want that spot if somebody's unable to make it.
Right.
Speaking of, I didn't ask earlier, but it's bouncing around in my brain. If we can jump back to, you said the games order, and you had announced some of the games and how Freestyle is spread over 3 days, but you said something interesting on the third day for Freestyle that we're making a cut for Criterion. Can you tell me a little bit more about that?
Yes. So what we're going to do is we're going to take a top percentage from each division. We don't know what that percentage is yet because we don't know how many dogs are going to be in each division until all the measuring's done. But we anticipate it will be somewhere between 15 to 25%. In the end, our goal is to have about 30 to 50 teams in the second round of Freestyle. Probably closer to 35 if we can keep it there. But we did an example cut on last year's data, and basically it would be the top 3 to 5 teams in like the mini and the mega division, and then probably the top 6 or 7 in the midi, and then 10 to 15 to 20 in the mega division, just depending on what that percentage comes out to be.
Yeah, and the percentage is important, right? Because we see so many more dogs in particular divisions for Freestyle that we really want to make sure that it's not all just based on that the small dogs really have to truly try to keep up. It's really cool that it's broken down by division that way, but also because it's percentage, you still get a large amount of the dogs that are the third division.
Right.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
The division that has the most dogs in it is still going to have more dogs.
Exactly.
But the other divisions are still going to have their same percentage of dogs as the larger division was. So it's not like a favor towards a more common sized dog.
Right.
Or a more competitive sized dog.
The youth division is also one of the divisions that's in there. So.
And each division,
awesome.
Each division has a minimum number, even if it doesn't reach that same percentage. So like if the same percentage meant that only one youth was going to go, because we didn't have that many youth, we would have a minimum number of youth go. So
to make sure that is represented, even if they don't make the points cut necessarily, they would still be in there because of the division has to be represented by a minimum number of players.
It's a very similar process as to what we've done in years past with the featured game and how we've made that cut for the finals for the featured game. So it's exactly the same process.
Yeah, and it's kind of the same. I mean, Freestyle has essentially been a featured game every year because it's the only one that has the 2 rounds. So
and now it's functioning as our featured game going forward.
That makes sense.
I mean, we want as many people as possible to play Freestyle, but you can't it's just not possible to have 150 people play 2 rounds. That's a huge ask for any organization. It's a huge ask on our judges. It's a huge ask for time and field space
and wear and tear on the dogs over a very long week. It's
exactly.
a lot of it's a lot of impact on those dogs if their primary game focus is not freestyle. For the dogs that have a primary game focus of freestyle, they're reserving their energy for those days, right? And if their primary game focus is freestyle, they have more likelihood to be in that top 25%. So that's really
now that they know what the schedule is going to be so far in advance, if they don't want to play, they can reduce their number of games on the freestyle days if they choose to, if freestyle is their main focus.
Yeah, that'll be really interesting this year to see how that changes things. The days of the games being announced early, so people can kind of plan their trip and plan the load on the dog over the period of time to account for the extra day that we've added to the event.
Exactly.
And for any freestylers that are like, thinking, gosh, I always want more freestyle, and now it's going to be a little bit less freestyle. You guys just need to hang tight, listen close to this podcast, because Dre and I have some plans for freestyle, some special stuff that we'll be announcing over the course of the remainder of this year, let's just say, that I think you guys will be excited about. So
we're excited for sure.
Don't fret, freestylers.
Anytime that Jack and I are together, the freestyle is going to be loved and supported. So that's what we're all about. And speaking of freestyle, there's one of the special things about going to a championship event is the vibe, the energy when you're there playing freestyle, right? The people cheering from the stands, the people surrounding the field and being excited. So one thing that we're really excited about also is the potential for the audience to be able to be a big factor in that. Is this something, is this event an event the public can come to? Can we have a big crowd interaction in the background from people other than the UpDoggers that are there?
Yeah, because we finally are moving to the modern age with our location. We have
paved parking,
and real bathrooms, and
Nick are going to be out of a job pulling out of the mud.
If you get stuck in the mud, you've done something very
you're in the wrong parking lot.
Exactly.
They're not even in the parking lot.
There's a river nearby. It means you've gone to the river or something. But and there's we're 10 minutes from town, so there's cell service and internet service, and it's just so modern. Anyway, because we have all these amenities that we haven't had before, and because we're working with the tourism board in Decatur, it's actually already been published to their town. They've already put out a announcement about it. And for those savvy UpDoggers, there's a few of you out there who already knew the dates of UpDiff because you found the public announcements. And thank you for not sharing it publicly with our group, because we wanted to make sure that contract was signed before we put that out there. We didn't want anybody making reservations that they couldn't get their money back and stuff. But anyway, so with that said, we do expect the general public to come. We're going to talk to them about whether or not they're going to want to set up bleachers or such, but we are going to reserve some space on each field so that spectators can sit or stand and watch each of the games. So that'll be something different, and I think it'll be really cool because now we get to have people watching and being in awe, which people have watched before, but on very small scale. But it'll also be a little different because that gives our competitors a little more responsibility as to how they handle themselves, how they represent
UpDog in the sport.
Exactly. Of course, our players are fantastic, and they, we always expect and almost always get the best from them, but it'll be especially important this year.
I'm gonna have to clean up my potty mouth.
Yeah.
Uh-oh. I'm not sure we're worried about you, Jack.
Yeah, I don't think
so. Oh man. Well, I'm actually, do you have any other questions? Because I'm pretty excited about the next part. I'm very excited about that because I think it'll be a lot of fun, but I didn't want to cut off any questions that you might have before we move on to the fun part that I'm excited about.
Yeah, let's just jump right to it, Dre.
All right, we're gonna do something new. We're gonna do a time warp
This is all
challenge.
It's all new, Dre. It's episode number 1.
It's episode number 1. We're going to do a time warp challenge with our guests. So tell us what the time warp challenge is, Jack.
So the time warp challenge, basically, we've got 5 questions for our guests. 30 seconds they get to answer each question. And Dre and I are going to kind of bounce back and forth with our questions. So in rapid fashion, Kat's going to be answering these. And it's just an opportunity for us to learn a little bit about our guests when we have them on our podcast.
Perfect. Okay, and I don't know if we have the Ready, Set, Go, but we're going to start it with Ready, Set, Go, which we're very excited about. I don't know if we have our little hotkeys yet, but don't worry, we got lots of cool podcast stuff coming, like buttons and fun stuff. I don't know if you have that yet, Jack. If not, I can say
do
ready.
Not. I have no button yet. But
okay, so because you're asking the first question, I'll give you a Ready, Set, Go. Okay, I'll do my best Chris impression.
Wait, who's asking the first question?
You're asking the first question, and do you need a timer or do you have the timer? We got it all. I got the timer too.
You can tell that we are ready to get ready.
I am ready with this timer. Okay, so I have a 30-second timer, and I'm going to say ready, set, go, and then you ask the first question. Are you ready?
All right, I'm ready.
Oh, it's exciting. Okay. Ready, set, go.
All right, Kat, what's your favorite purchase of 2024?
We'll see how long this lasts, but I think the favorite purchase so far for 2024 is our RV.
Oh, okay. Good one.
What's your secret talent? 16 seconds left. You're way too slow.
Oh, wow. I didn't realize.
Oh, no, it's 30 seconds per item.
Oh, that's way less stressful.
Yeah.
How is that time warp? No. We need to change this game. We need like a 5-second answer. So,
that's going to be impossible for people.
All right, so maybe
how about
5
1 minute? We give them 1 minute.
1 minute. All right.
Yeah.
Let's
1 minute for all the questions. Okay, so 1 minute for all the questions. Got it.
All right. 60 seconds. All right, Kat.
Okay.
60 seconds for all.
60 seconds. Are you ready? For all
Ready.
5 questions. Ready?
Set,
Go.
What's your favorite purchase of 2024?
Our RV.
That was much faster.
Go, Dre.
What's your secret talent?
UpDIF running orders.
What was your very first job?
Working for my dad. doing
45
inventory
seconds.
at his business.
Are you a morning person or a night owl?
I am not a morning person at all. So I'm somewhat of a night owl.
I can vouch for that. Kat,
31 seconds
30
left.
seconds.
How many?
30 seconds left.
Oh, we got plenty of time. What kind of job was that? What's your dad have? What kind of company?
He owned a combustional engineering company.
No, that sounds amazing.
Boilers and things.
Okay, that's enough.
15
what's your
seconds.
favorite game?
12 seconds.
All right. Nice job.
What was
Kat.
the favorite game? Boom.
Congratulations.
Spaced out.
Oh, Spaced
5,
Out. Got it.
4,
Yep.
And
3,
time.
Time warp.
Excellent job, Kat.
time.
High fives, virtual high five.
Thanks for playing the time warp challenge, our first ever new time warp challenge.
Time warp complete.
And thank you, Jack, for being my co-host today. Kat, thanks for joining us for our first ever UpDog podcast. I'm sure this will be fun to look back on 10 years from now. If there's a topic that you guys want to see covered, jot it down. Hold on to it. We're going to be reaching out to all of you guys for your ideas on the UpDog discussion page. So think of some ideas that you want for podcast topics. We're going to be covering them.
All right, Trey, thank you. It was great co-hosting with you. Kat, thanks for your time today as well. And we're looking forward to seeing as many of you guys as possible at the UpDog X Games next week in Michigan.
Yeah, that'll be a lot of fun. Thank you guys for joining us for our first podcast.
Bye. All right, let me stop recording.
We were pretty good at that.
I thought that went good.